Hey everyone, this is Bobby. Welcome to my kitchen at eatwellforlife.com. I just have a bowl of almonds as you see here. I just had them soaking in a big bowl of water. I didn't measure it, but I know I have 6 cups of raw almonds here. And I just put in the water enough to cover them. I let them soak for about 10 hours just during the day, and then I poured it out. And right now I'm boiling water. What I'm doing is I'm going to be making blanched almond flour. So I'm going to blanch the almonds first, and for those of you that have the finances that just want to go ahead and buy almond flour, by all means do it. I'm doing it this way just because almond flour goes for about $10 to $12 a pound, and you can find it in bulk for maybe $5, $6 a pound. But with this way, if you get raw almonds on sale, you can get them for $3 a pound. So I soak the almonds first. It breaks down, honestly I don't know the technical terms, but it breaks down certain toxic elements with almonds to help them be a little bit better digested. I just drained the almonds out of the pan. As you saw before, I had water boiling. I threw in my 2 pounds of almonds and I boiled them for a minute. And this is the water that I actually made, and I think that's almond milk. I've never made almond milk before, so I think I'm going to look into doing that when I blanch my almonds. Maybe I'll have some almond milk on hand. But that's what the water will look like once that's complete. And I just poured it into my little colander here, and as you can see, look at some of the skins just flaking off really well. So I'm going to dump it out over on the towel. And then the skins should actually come off extremely easy. I'm just going to go through here. So let's just show you here. Look at that. I touched the almond. Actually, one almond just flew out over there, but slippery little suckers. But yeah, very simple. The skins just come right off. You're going to have your blanched almonds. You can get those, put those in a dehydrator or on the cookie sheet. Put your oven on a low temperature and let them dry out, and then you've got blanched almond flour. And I believe 1 pound of almonds is 3 cups of flour, but when you blanch them, it might be a little more. So you might be having, I did 2 pounds of almonds here, this might equal out to be about 8 cups of almond flour. So I will let you know once I have that finished. Here are the blanched almonds. I've got 2 cookie sheets of them, and I'm going to be putting them in the oven to dry them out. Here are all the shells. I'm going to be tossing those away unless I learn of something to use them for. But I'm going to dry these out, and then we will be processing these into a fine flour. All right, one question you might be asking is, are my nuts dried out yet? Well, one thing to know is if you look very closely, they will not look wet. You'll see some, they'll sweat off the water, so you'll see that. Right now, I mean, they're completely dry. I had my oven on warm, which I believe was 175 degrees. I had the oven shut, and it probably took, I would say, 2 hours of that to get them completely dried out. 2 to 3 hours, so you're just going to have to play with that time unless you have a food dehydrator. Now I'm going to put them in the bowl, and I'm going to grind them up. I'm going to put a little bit of arrowroot powder in with the nuts in my food processor to make sure that there's no caking. Alright, here are the almonds. What I did is I put about a teaspoon of, or a half teaspoon maybe, of arrowroot powder on the very bottom of the food processor. And then I threw in some of the blanched almonds. I added a little bit of arrowroot powder onto the top and just kind of moved the almonds around a little bit with my hands to get the arrowroot down there. I find that if I don't put any arrowroot on the bottom of the food processor, there will be a lot of caking down there and hard to get out. You just have to scoop it out, which is fine, but just less caking. Here's the almond flour. As you can see, it is in fine granule form, and this will probably make about 8 cups of almond flour.